Could you use a power nap during the middle of the day?
I've tried that, and sometimes I'm successful, and sometimes I'm not. I'll just lay on the couch for 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it's successful. I feel like, I dozed off, and afterwards, boy, you feel great. And other times, most of the time, I can't just because I feel like I should be doing other stuff.
Yeah, but I can't go home, take a nap, come back. That takes too long. I wish there was, I wish I was.
I've done it in the car.
Yeah,
I've done it in the car when traveling. When I felt like that my eyes were getting too heavy. I have. I've
quick little charge.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that several times. When you start you going off the road a little bit, and you hit those ruts, it wakes you up. That's when you say, well, I need to pull over for about 15 minutes and try to get a little power nap in.
My dad cracks me up. RD, he'll be talking to me 1 minute, and then the next thing I know, I'm looking over, and he's just passed out and taking a nap. And then he'll wake up 5 or 10 minutes later, start talking again, and then pass out again. It's really entertaining. I can't fall asleep, so that's another part. Maybe I do need to take more naps.
Does he snore?
Yes, he snores like a chainsaw.
Yeah. And here's the other issue. We have a game tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll be watching Arkansas and LSU. And if it's exciting down to the end, you're into it, it takes me a little while to unwind. I can't just turn that off and go to sleep. Now I got to think about things. Well, what about this? And, why didn't Aduthiero, go in there? Why didn't he try to lay that up, not just dunk it, Why didn't Big Z take a few more threes? You just can't.
Colton, what did you tell me the other day that after the Texas win, you stayed up till 2:30?
We were done at 12:30 with Hog Reaction. It was just me, and I was like, man, I'm going to have to get home and get ready to go to sleep. And I literally laid my head down, and I could not. I was like, man, that was exciting. Plus, being on the air is also a thrill. But the game, it was exciting. I go back and watch the highlights after every game is over, the minute War Machine posts them, so I can relive the exciting victory.
Yeah, speaking of that, Richard Davenport with us here on Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. RD, I did see Colton mentions War Machine. He posted today. Today is the anniversary when Arkansas beat UNC in Pine Bluff. I don't have that highlight handy on me, but that had to go down. That has to go down as one of the most significant Arkansas victories outside the national championship in '94 when it comes to this basketball program.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you had Michael Jordan. Perkins was on the team, right? If I'm not mistaken. I remember that game and how crazy it was afterwards. Everybody was obviously excited. There was no social media back then, so you just called your friends, you called your relatives and had a good time. But that was as good as a win as Arkansas's ever had. No doubt.
Well, you always hope for recruiting wins when it comes to Arkansas. I know they're buying for several guys right now. Probably the in-state kid that people are wondering about the most is 2026 quarterback Kane Archer, who put out his top 7 yesterday, would include SMU, UCF, Louisville, Appalachian State, Dow Loggins Connection, Mizzou, Eli, Arkansas, and Ole Miss. Richard, what did you make of his list that he made public yesterday?
Well, two Arkansans are in the running for him, Rhett Lashley and Dow Loggins. I think that holds some weight. And then the other schools, obviously he's developed a good relationship with them. But I really had not paid attention to some of his recent visits. I know he hasn't visited Arkansas in a while, but it looks like a good list. That's about all I can say.
Richard, I know some Arkansas fans have asked the question about that Bear McWhorter kid who at one point in time had a sign in Georgia that was basically asking Sam Pittman to make him a Hog, and now he doesn't have Arkansas in his final list. Is that just a situation where he got a lot more attention, got better, and elected to go elsewhere? Is kind of that your read on the whole situation?
Well, the thing is, he had an impressive offer list when he when he committed to Arkansas, he had Alabama. I'd have to look at the list again, but Alabama is one of the schools that, excuse me, that he had an offer from when he committed to Arkansas, and he was named after Bear Bryant. So they'd always grew up, rooting Alabama. So it wasn't like he didn't have a good offer list, but I think, what I was told, I mean, and obviously you just heard one side of the story. His dad just said that, he just kind of made a quick decision and needed to rethink things. And so that's all you can go by.
Richard, does it feel like it's quieter and less talk around the football program this time of the year than maybe in years past? I think some of that's just the basketball program and the attention it's getting, but feels to me like, amongst fans and circles I'm in, that the football program's getting a lot less chatter this time of the year than maybe they do in the off season.
Yeah, but usually I think you're right. I mean, I can't recall, for the most part, I think this is pretty standard of, during basketball season, the focus is on basketball, and then now come March, right before spring practice starts, I'm sure that there'll be a press conference, and then things they heat up. Coach Pittman and staff and players will be talking after each practice. So things that heat up then, and then things that heat up again after spring practice when they go on the road for spring evaluation, and then again in June. June's always a very, very busy time for football, because you have the camps and then you have official visits, and you have quite a few guys making decisions. So I think it's kind of the calm before the storm, to be honest with you.
It just seems like we have more talk and chatter on the show and segments about football, and there's just been, I think, just less general conversation. I just wonder aloud, is that good for Sam Pittman right now to kind of be under the radar? Or does his program need more attention this time of the year as we're moving into that evaluation time and kids coming on campus and looking at the program?
Yeah, I guess I'm not. I guess I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, I understand. People always want information and updates on the football program, but if you look nationwide, for the most part, you don't see a lot of chatter about some of the other schools. But the best that I can tell, I might be missing some, but I think it's pretty quiet, especially in February. I think these coaches, they start first part of August. They go nonstop, basically, until after their bowl game, and then after that, they're even then they're getting ready for portal visits, January 1st through the 5th, something like that, whatever date it is from year to year. And then you're going on the road in January, visiting schools and stuff like that. So basically, they're from August to February, they're nonstop. And when I say nonstop, I'm talking 7 days a week, unless you have an open date. They may get a Saturday off, but it's 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day. And I think February they kind of exhale, and because it's a dead period, and they can't host kids on campus and they can't be off campus, and I think they kind of exhale and then try to catch up on things right before spring practice.
It is nice, I know, to have a break at points. It seems like football, the coaching lifestyle is ever ongoing when it comes to their setup and everything. Richard Davenport with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Artie, you just wrote a piece, and I know we were talking about it a week or so ago. Former Razorback Jeb Huckabee is doing something in Northwest Arkansas here soon with FCA and everything, and I know you've just written about that.
Yeah, the FCA. I remember years ago, DJ Mack had the FCA Combine in Little Rock, and of course this is the Northwest Arkansas edition. But and I always covered that. And then it's a good organization, obviously, and what I like, it only costs $25 for the Combine, and so that's a big plus because it can be quite expensive for some of these combines that kids go to. And excuse me, it's just I think this type of combine is mainly for guys that are not Division One. Division One guys usually don't have a need to go to a combine to get noticed or anything like that. This is for guys that are, say Division Two, or FCS type of level or below, and it helps them because when talking to Jeb, he's hoping to have about 30 schools there. So even if you have like 20 schools, that's a great thing to have for as far as kids getting noticed. So $25, that's a great deal, and it kind of gives you a little bit of exposure with with college coaches.
Tommy, we've talked a little bit about, like, with the transfer portal, you've got some fringe kids that don't necessarily get noticed or don't get that scholarship. So maybe this is a situation, definitely like Artie's talking about, that could help them out some kids that are on the fringe of getting collegiate scholarships. Richard, we'll leave it there, man. We'll chat with you next week on all things football as we get closer to spring practice, and we'll see if we're still talking about an NCAA tournament basketball team next week as well.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.